Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. As always, hope you guys are having an awesome day. Today, what I thought I'd do today is talk a little bit about diversification. A lot of you guys have been asking why I have so many stocks in my portfolio and what the purpose behind having that number of stocks is. So I thought I'd kind of talk about diversification and how I've tried to achieve that within my portfolio. So diversification is simply a risk management technique that tries to mix and combine a wide variety of different stocks, different companies from a number of different market sectors in a portfolio to kind of even it out with regards to risk. The idea behind this is that in a portfolio of many stocks, some will have positive performance or have very good returns, some will have negative performance or negative returns. And by having a number of stocks that are not perfectly correlated from different market sectors, any one stock that kind of trends down will be attenuated or kind of balanced out by other stocks that are having good performance. And over the long term, if the stocks are selected correctly, you'll have increasing gains, but you'll eliminate the risk for big downtrends in the portfolio. Or that's the whole idea behind it. Typically, I think most investors kind of advocate, or institutional investors advocate having 25 to 35 stocks in a portfolio to level out risk reduction. Having more stocks than that doesn't really lead to more diversification. It's just a little bit harder to manage. But that's for institutional investors. Non-institutional investors like myself, people who are not pros at this, I've decided to select a few more stocks since I don't necessarily have the confidence that I'm picking the best company or best stock in any one particular market sector. So by picking a number of different stocks in each market sector, and then over time kind of going through and selecting out the better stocks and selling off the stocks that don't perform well, is kind of the way I'm going to go about doing this. So I'm going to have about 80 to 120 stocks to begin with, and then I'll narrow down after that. So in having said all of that, let's kind of jump into my portfolio to give you guys an idea of what I've tried to do. So the first 6 stocks in my portfolio are ETFs from DTD down to VYM. They're all high dividend yielding ETFs. So you may say that that's kind of consolidating in one market sector, which I don't totally disagree with. And at some point I may sell off 4 of those and try to pick up ETFs in different market sectors. For example, ETF in healthcare, ETF in industrials, and an ETF in financials, so on and so forth. I think that might be a better way of doing it. And each ETF in itself has about 100 stocks. So it's sort of diversification on diversification. So I think that's a very good strategy. I don't think I'm going to put a lot of money into ETFs at this point. I have an E-Trade account that I have some mutual funds and ETFs, and I'm kind of comparing how I'm doing with individual stocks compared to that. So I do like ETFs and mutual funds, but for this portfolio, I'm going to essentially concentrate on stocks. Then below that, I have a number of different companies in different market sectors. So healthcare, from AbbVie down to Portola, PTLA, and then Abbott Laboratories, ABT, to J&J, Johnson & Johnson are my pharmaceutical companies as well as services companies within the healthcare industry. Then below that, I have some industrials from BA Boeing down to DOW Dow. And in the industrials, I also I diversify with regards to supply companies, railroad companies, conglomerates, aerospace, so on and so forth. Then I have some consumer discretionary, starting with Ford up top, going down to YUMC, Yum Brands China, then consumer staples from ADM, Archer Daniels Midland, down to PEP, PepsiCo. I have financial, starting with BOFI, down to ORI, Old Republic International Information Technology. Below that, IBM, down to MSFT Microsoft, some telecoms, energies. Below that, I have some real estate investment trusts, and I have some closed-end funds and some penny stocks I'm kind of playing around with. So that's kind of how I've tried to diversify my portfolio. And I know a lot of you guys think that's a lot of stocks. Don't necessarily disagree with that, but since I'm not a professional trader, essentially a relatively new investor, I thought I would start out with a few more stocks and can then kind of narrow down from that. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing with my portfolio with regards to diversification. So trying to get a number of different companies from different market sectors together. Some companies that I think are probably not correlated with each other. So if there's any one particular market sector that trends down, the other stocks will kind of even out those losses. But on the other side of that, you're Stocks that do very, very well are also going to be somewhat attenuated. So you even out your returns, but over the long term, it's designed to reduce risk with stocks that kind of trade down in any one market sector or any stock in itself. So if I had, for example, all my money in Ford, which I do have a large portion of my portfolio in Ford at the moment, if this trends down, it's going to tank my returns overall. But if I had that diversified between, consumer discretionary, pharmaceutical companies, financials, industrials, so on and so forth, it would even out those losses. But again, if Ford does trend up, it'll also kind of trend down some of my gains as well. So either way it goes, it's going to smooth out the chart, either upticks or downticks. But the whole idea is to protect from any trends down in the market. So yeah, that's kind of what diversification is. That's how I've kind of been doing it with my portfolio with regards to how I've been diversifying. Let me know what you guys think of that, whether you like my idea, you don't like my idea, or if there's better ways of doing this. Also, if you like my stocks, let me know. If there are better choices in each category, let me know as well. Like I said, I'm still building my portfolio, and any help is greatly appreciated. So yeah, kind of with that, I'll end the video. As always, if you enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. The whole point of this video series is to learn about the markets, not only for myself, but for you guys as well. So again, if you guys have any good tips for me, pointers, any good investing strategies or stocks, like I said, to add to my portfolio, and even stocks to take out of my portfolio, let me know. I'm always looking for new advice. So kind of with that, I'll end the video, and we'll see you guys later.